Hello.
Yeah.
Hello,
Guys.
Sarah.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing quite fabulously, as you can see. We have our little stream here with our artists and our hosts and all assembled people.
I like it.
Indeed, indeed. So, how have you been? Your spring been going well and everything?
Is it spring?
Hmm?
Is it spring?
Oh, I would say it was spring, or at least we're approaching winter wrap up and then moving to spring.
I can't tell. They all blend together.
Ah, very true, very true. So, I suppose we'll go ahead and get started with just a few questions, and we'll go from there, see whatever it is. But I did have one thing, because we did ask this to Andrea a little while ago, and I think it's important that we ask you as well, since this is an artist live stream. We have artists of multiple types. They're skilled in the varied forms of styles that you could imagine. And, yeah. So, do you have any particular art requests?
No. I like it all.
Oh no, I'm asking if you had like any particular like requests you wanted to make, if you wanted somebody to draw something or anything.
Something I want them to draw. I'll think about it. All right. I can't think. Well, maybe for my new song, maybe some album cover ideas.
A new song?
Yeah.
What kind of a song are you working on?
I released a single.
Oh, what's the single?
It's called Take My Hand, and I wrote it for the Brony documentary to let everybody know that I'm there for them no matter what the haters and mean people say.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I can't believe you didn't know about it.
I have not seen the documentary yet. That's the thing.
Oh, well, I released it on iTunes a couple days ago, and people are saying it feels like a hug in a song, which is exactly what I wanted, so that's good.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, speaking of which, since the documentary has been a bit of a buzz lately, what have you what did you like think overall of the documentary itself? You know, just like from coming now watching it, seeing its completed form and everything, and being able to have that. What do you think of it generally? What did you think of the experience?
I think it's pretty astounding how hard Michael Brokoff and the crew worked tirelessly to get it done, because it really was so much work and so much information, and people don't quite know how much goes into it, and they're actually over budget on it.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, in the conversations when people are like, just steal it, they have enough money, it's like a lot of the, techie guys who are, there's plenty of bronies in there, work their butts off, and they worked their butts off for the community so that people can see that there's nothing to be afraid of and that bronies are awesome. And I don't know. Some of the negative stuff is kind of annoying because everyone worked really hard. And I think it does portray the community well, and hopefully will change a few people from thinking badly for whatever silly reason they have. And I don't know. I liked it. I hope people will like it.
Yeah, I certainly hope so too. I think that, some people were saying that, it's like it's a pandering to bronies and to the whole brony image, but it
is a brony documentary.
That's true. But I do think that, as a documentary, it's trying to present the fandom in a way to people who haven't been in the fandom, who don't know, who don't understand it or may have never heard of it. So, when having it go about that manner, it's not going to be saying everything that's happened or that. It's going to present its perspective, and it's to let the viewer, come up with their own opinion at the end of it. Hopefully.
Well, and also it can't be a 5-hour film, so yes, there are plenty of pieces of the fandom that aren't represented, but basically we wanted to have enough represented that people understood that there's nothing to be afraid of or make fun of, or particularly with some of the kids that do have Asperger's and different things. And to me, anyone that's going to tease someone like that is just a despicable person. And maybe when you see through their eyes how hard it is for them to get along and then to suddenly have all these friends and what good that it's doing, that's kind of what the message is out there, that you don't have to like it, you don't have to watch it, but don't put down other people if they're enjoying it, And I think that's what it accomplished.
Absolutely. I'm particularly thrilled just to even be able to say that, you, with the fandom, being a part of the fandom itself, in whatever capacity that you are, whether you just be a general fan, where you be somebody who's a content producer, or, even up to show staff yourself, being able to do that and being able to have that experience and share it with others in this myriad of wonderful ways is awesome. And I'm really glad that, that we have the opportunity to be able to do so. And, for that matter, to have the ability to even, bring you or other show staff on into these different types of events, because I know in other fandoms, that's not something that commonly happens. What, if at all,
Well, I've never seen a fandom this vibrant and colorful and supportive and lovely, and it's particularly nice for oh my goodness. Sorry, a friend of mine just had a baby. It's particularly nice for
a big thing. Oh my god.
I'll wait because it's a celebrity, so I'll wait for them to tell you. But
Okay.
what was I saying? Prior to the internet and Twitter and Facebook, people in the voiceover community didn't know that they were touching people's lives, or that people liked their shows or liked what they did, or had any appreciation for them. And it's so nice, through these social medias that we learn that, you're my childhood and you made me so happy and you gave me confidence. And certainly with the Bronies, with saying you're so supportive of me and you're helping me with depression, and everyone being there for each other. I've never seen a fan base like this ever. So I think as a fan base in its entirety, it's something new, and people, just coming together. It's so nice. It's such a nice community.
Mm-hmm.
That is well said. That is very well said.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Scoots from Bronystate. He's going to be helping me with the hosting bit a little bit, and so maybe we'll see and go about whatever our conversation goes.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure.
So, kind of another question I want to ask. I know that there's that aside from the Brony doc, you've had your various projects and involvements and whatnot, and as I've had experience personally with, there's the charity stuff that you're also doing. How is all of that doing? Especially Kiki, I would like to hear a little bit about the progress of the fundraising, a little bit of the project itself.
Well, the fundraising for her is ongoing, and it will have to be ongoing because she's really in a rough place. She's not someone that needs a little help. She really needs a lot of help. And there are times when doctors tell Ami to give up, and he fights for his little girl like anyone would. And he's in a hospital with her now. When I went to visit her, she was unresponsive, which was really hard for me because the time before I saw her running around my house and being silly and cute and fun, and she's really such a funny little girl. So it was very heartbreaking. And then there was a while where she did not speak at all. And then about a month ago, I heard her say, "I love you, Tara," on the phone.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the truth is they need homeopathic as well as Western to fight this terrible beast. And every single penny that we've sent them. I mean, Ami's cried on the phone to me so many times about how incredibly supportive the Brony community has been. And I think without him, aside from the fact that Kiki might not be here, I don't think he would. I think the support of everyone has saved this man's life too. And anytime she's gone in for a surgery, when people all over the world are sending prayers and well wishes, honestly, you guys have no idea what you've done for this man. Because, the last time I went to visit him, first of all, big sister Mimi is so cute. She has no attitude about giving up her life and not going to school and standing beside her little sister's bedside and playing with her like she's having a tea party, as if Kiki's awake, and she's not responsive. And, you have to pray that she's hearing everything and that she will wake up and remember everything. And in terms of being an adult and being in this space, Ami is in reality alone. And with the Bronies, he is not. And for that, I thank everybody for your continued support and your previous support and sending him love. He really, really appreciates it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
Yes.
we'll be posting a link to that if you want to donate and support that. And I'm sure there'll probably be more fundraising events going on later in the spring too, or in the hopefully soon to be spring to help.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I did want to kind of mention that as being involved with Bronies for Good too, and being able to be in part of this side of the fandom, it's wonderful. It really is wonderful to be able to see this outpouring of generosity and just to help out, whether it be somebody like Kiki, or even helping out these massive projects for water supply and sanitation in Uganda. I mean, this fandom is amazing, and just
Amazing.
It really is
Amazing.
amazing. And
Yeah.
I'm glad to be part of it, to be able to have the opportunity, and I'm sure you are as well, Tara, to be able
yes.
to make these things happen.
Oh my God, yeah. Amazing.
Speaking And then moving a little bit related, but not somewhat related. I know that Las Pegasus Unicon is going to be coming up soon, which is very, very exciting. Got my ticket myself. I'm going to be heading down there.
Good.
Yep, really excited. But are you are you going to be doing anything special for Unicon at all? Like, are you just going to be going as just to be featured on the panel, or there's any kind of sort of like event that you're going to be helping?
Or cosplay.
Oh yeah, I like that, huh? It's funny. I'm just getting a dress made for a birthday party, and the guy said he loves to make clothes, and I'm like, I should have you make me something for cosplay stuff. He's like, what's that? I'm like, what's that? So I was showing him pictures of my Twilight play, and he was like, oh, that's cute. I wouldn't even tell you if I was going to do something like that, but I know that I've got a panel and some signings set up, and I don't know that anything else is confirmed. Okay.
All right. Well, fair enough. Well, if you have yet to get your ticket to Unicon, anyone here, I highly suggest you go because it's VA packed. I mean, we've got everybody down there, right?
I think it's a pretty good group.
Oh, yeah. I think it's the most VAs that we've ever had at any con. Ever, I think. But
that could be. And it's in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
It is in Las Vegas, Nevada. So this is Party Town, USA.
Yep. Definitely. Nice. We need to open a pony-themed hotel.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Somebody get on that.
Yep.
We'll call it Las Pegasus.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
We could call it the Twilightlicious Hotel.
The Twilightlicious Hotel?
Or maybe just Equestria.
Equestria. Yeah, that's better because you want to have it kind of a broad encompassing like feeling, so it's not just like one thing in particular, another thing in particular.
What do you mean? I want it all about me. Just kidding.
Well, we could have a part of it. We could have the Terralicious ballroom.
Okay, I like that.
There we go. Terralicious ballroom.
Get our groove on there.
Definitely. All right, so shall we take a few questions from the chat, Tara?
Let's do it.
All right, chat, your time to go. Give us some awesome questions.
No pressure.
Make the queen of the Bronies proud.
I have a question.
Oh, here we go.
Do you think you are the queen of the Bronies?
No, I know I am.
Okay, yes. Good answer.
Exactly. I mean, she wouldn't be the queen of the Bronies, then who would she be?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Princess of the Bronies?
No.
No, it doesn't have that ring to it.
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Sorry.
All right. Well, we got another one. This one was also asked to Andrea. Weirdest thing that happened to you during your career. For example, Anneli Heed, who, I don't know if you're familiar with her, she's the Swedish voice actress and sound for Spitfire, among many other ponies in the Swedish version of the show. She told us that they had once put a bed in the studio for her because a character she was voicing was lying in a bed. So, have you ever had any of that sort of like studio, like weird studio experiences like that?
That's weird. I recently did a commercial and they wanted me outside in the backyard, in the back parking lot of the studio, which is weird because usually why would you spend millions of dollars on a studio and bring your actors out there if you're just going to record them outside? That was kind of weird. But it was for a video game and they wanted ambient noises. Mm-hmm. And being that I've been in this business since I was 13 and I've never seen that before, I definitely thought that was weird. I had a kid throw up in a studio once and a kid pee on the floor once. So that's kind of weird.
That's definitely weird.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of that.
Weird.
Kids are weird.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to do another question. How the heck we're going to transition from one to that, I don't even know.
Yeah, all right.
But here we go anyway. Do you have a theme song or epic battle entrance song?
Epic battle entrance song.
That's a weird question, too.
That is a weird question. Like when I come into a room?
Yeah.
Like do I have it playing in the background or in my head?
I guess if you had like some sort of song or theme song or tune that you would, if you were going into some sort of epic situation, you'd have it playing in the back of your head maybe.
Oh, that's a good question. I have to say lately my own hit song is stuck in my head, which is either weird or good or bad. And my kids who initially said they didn't like it, it's in their heads too.
Oh,
Like my
oh
kids
boy.
walking around going, "Take my hand." I'm like, "Oh," and you said you hated it. But I'm trying to think of a theme song. No, but I certainly do a lot of silly songs and different noises in different situations. But I don't think I could pick one.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, because you're gonna be walking, you're gonna we're gonna be in a variety of situations, so you have to have a
Exactly.
song that fits the context of the situation, or else it wouldn't make sense. Yep. All right. Well, let's see. Oh
More
goodness.
questions.
Oh, here's one. That's interesting. How often do you work with kid VAs or VAs that are children?
Not that much because, with kids, you have to worry about school and giving them time to do their school. So typically, adult women do the voices for little kids. Chowder was a little boy, which was really fun, but now he's too big to be Chowder.
Aw.
He had the cutest little voice, Nikki. He was so cute. Yeah, not that much.
Not that much.
Uh-uh.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Good, good. Ooh, another question. What do you wish to do before retirement?
Ooh.
You know what? I really love what I do, so I don't even know that I would retire. I, worked with Stan Lee a little bit, and I asked him what his secret was to looking so good, and he said, never stop working if you love what you do, because it keeps you active and alive. And he was doing a voice for us in Superhero Squad, and he was in amazing shape. And I think it's because he's just keeping active and doing his thing. I'd love to go do a Broadway show. That would be pretty amazing. Maybe another sitcom. I haven't done a sitcom in a long time. But, I've really accomplished so many of my dreams, and I'm so grateful for this magical life. So probably just keep it going.
That's cool. That's cool. To kind of a follow-up question, what were some of the sitcoms that you've done?
When I was in Toronto, I had a sitcom for a year called Mosquito Lake, where I played the daughter. Her name was Tara, oddly enough, and that was a coincidence. And then I did a bunch more before moving here, and then maybe this time I did. And what else did I do? I'm reaching back here now. It's been a while. What was that one? Craig Ferguson. I think that was maybe this time. Anyway, yeah.
Well, cool. Always nice.
Nice.
Sitcoms are always fun. I think one of my favorites was Scrubs when I was growing up.
Oh, yeah, I like that one, too. That'd be fun. Something like that would be fun to do.
That would be an awesome sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
No love for How I Met Your Mother? Okay, I'm kidding. So, another question.
Oh, here's one. What's the place in the world you wish to visit at least once, if you have yet to visit the whole world?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, there's so many places I'd like to go. I have never been to Paris.
Ooh, that's a cool city.
Yeah, and I'd like to go to London, and I'd like to see the Great Wall of China, and I'd like to see the pyramids. There's a lot. I mean, I think it'd be so amazing to be able to see everything, There's a lot. I've been to Italy, which was amazing. I could move there.
Oh, yeah. Italy.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. My family hails from Italy. It's in the north, so...
Oh, really?
I would really love to go there myself.
Oh, it's such an amazing place. And I ate more than I've ever eaten in my whole life, and I lost 10 pounds.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wow.
Italian food. Oh, jeez. This is amazing.
Yeah,
Story of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about any place in South America, if you've ever been interested in going down there?
Or Central America?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go. Like I said, I'd love to see the world. I'd love to go everywhere. It'd be amazing. I really would. I couldn't even... When I get asked to go to a con in some exotic place, I was like, ooh, that's cool. Just bring my kids and I'll show up. I just don't want to fly. I don't want to fly too far without my babies.
Oh,
I'm one of those moms that I don't really need breaks. Like here and there I get, but I don't want to travel without them. I miss them too much.
I see what you... Yeah, that's an understandable feeling.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess we'll have to figure out one super exotic, wonderful place. Oh, no, I got it. We'll have a con in Paris.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm there.
Paris Con.
Yep.
Yes.
Paris Con.
I might even leave the kids behind for that one.
Whoa. Well, now that's dedication.
Well, there you go. All right. Let's see. We've got more questions to
I was
ask.
trying to find out the French word for horse, but I forgot. Okay,
Cheval.
I got one. So what is your favorite book besides Twilight?
My favorite book that I've read was I really love like Water for Chocolate.
What's that?
It was just a fun read. It's a romance kind of historically interesting book about this sort of Spanish love with like mixed in with recipes. Like when she cries, if she squeezes like roses up to her chest and like the blood goes into the food, then everyone's sad. But there's like a recipe on the next page. It's just a fun read. I like that book a lot.
That sounds like the most interesting book ever. I need to read that right now.
Right on.
Yeah, very, very sweet. Easy read. I liked it.
Nice.
And kind of backtracking a little bit because you did bring this up. Could you tell us a little bit about your kids, if that's okay?
Yes, I have an 8 and 10-year-old.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
My 10-year-old has never been too thrilled about the voices that I do until he went to school. And then someone's like, dude, your mom's been 10. That's cool. And then he thought it was cool. And they don't really watch MLP, sadly. But I think it's more like in a rebellion type way.
Mm.
Although my little one was watching it the other night, and I said, you want to watch it? And he's like, yeah. So he's watching the episode, and then another one was coming on. I'm like, you want to change the channel? I want to keep watching. He's like, keep watching. I'm like, okay. So they were watching him. You know, they love the Bronies and the Fandom. They came with me to a charity event I did here at the zoo. And this location was not easy to get to in Silmar, I think. And if you'd seen how many Bronies just showed up and didn't have enough money to get in, but just wanted to be there and be supportive and maybe donate $1 if they could. And so when we were pulling up to the gates, there was like, I don't know, 50 Bronies or something outside waving and saying, Tara, Tara. And my kids were like, what the? And then,
Oh, wow.
and then they were like smiling because they see like how happy everyone is. And someone like tried to pick me up and they were like, can you put my mom down? And then, you know, like I said, a bunch of them didn't have the money to get in. So I donated and got them all into the event to see the animals. And it was really sweet. So they're very supportive of me, and they're, I think my little one might follow in my footsteps, but my big one wants to be a musician. He's like a hardcore, like only plays Metallica.
Mm. Well, you know, Metallica is a good band, so
Yeah.
understandable. Right on. Well, I guess as you kind of already described some interesting experience you've had with some of your fans, but what's probably one of the most interesting experience that you've had, if you could even nail one down, because you know.
I've had a few that really touched me. There was a little girl who was a very big Baby Dill fan when the Rugrats was going on, and she had cancer, and I went to visit her in her home, and I've never seen so much Baby Dill paraphernalia. I don't know where they got it, but like her bedspread and her stuff on the wall and everything was all Baby Dill. It was really cute. And I said, if you're feeling up to it, maybe you can come to a recording. And her mom was like, oh my God, she was 10 years old. So we brought her in, and she came in her wheelchair, and she just had this beautiful smile the entire time that she was watching us record. And she actually passed away 2 weeks later. And her mom called to say that I made that last, few weeks for her so special, and she held on to that memory so much, and she was so grateful. So that's pretty special to me. I love, I'll do phone calls for sick kids and hospital visits, and, I really love that I can help people in any way, make them feel good or happy, or I like doing that kind of stuff. It's good. It's nice to give back.
Absolutely.
It's very sweet. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fulfilling thing, and that's why I love doing it, and I'm sure anybody else who's been active in it can say the same.
It always
It's really-
feels good.
Yeah, it does. And the minute you notice, like, wow, I can help people, that's so nice. It's so good. It really makes you feel good. I mean, I'm so grateful, like, again, for this community, because I've never seen a community as a whole, like as a fan base, this giving and supportive, and y'all should be pretty dang proud of yourselves.
Yep, and I'll say the same because heck, you helped Bronies for Good raise $100,000 for our various causes last year. And
Amazing. It's amazing.
amazing. It's we can't thank you all enough. And I mean, now we've already surpassed. I think we've hit or we've almost surpassed 1,500 euros, and we're what, like less than 2 hours into this.
It's amazing. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video clips from the Brony documentary where the Bronies raised like $6,000 for Grayson in a week.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and that little boy is a Brony, and for him, you should really watch that little clip. It's so cute when his mom, he asked his mom to read every single note from the Bronies, and they all wrote very sweet notes to him, and he wanted immediately the Rainbow Dash pillow, and everyone wanted that pillow. And he was just so cute, and just making him feel like loved. Right, and he's had a hard time too recently, and having the love of this fandom is so helpful to him and his healing, and it's just amazing. Did I say y'all are amazing? Y'all are amazing.
Yep, you're all amazing, chat.
You guys are cool.
Bronies, you tell your friends. Sheriff tells you.
Y'all are amazing.
All amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Well, I think how much more time do you have left, Tara?
I'll hang out.
Oh, well, we had to see Tara for a while.
This is awesome.
This is awesome indeed.
So, next question. What is your favorite band / genre of music?
Oh, that is a tough one.
I know. I'm terrible.
Yeah, because I really like so many different types of music. Like, I'll be in the car and I'll listen to, the Broadway channel. And then I'll listen to, like, current hits channel, and then I'll listen to 60s and 70s, and I think I really do like everything, except I don't generally listen to anything too heavy or anything too country-ish or anything like my son loves Electric Area, and I'm like, can we please shut this off? If it's too repetitive, it makes me bonkers. But I love, growing up, I always loved the Beatles and Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and Zappa and you name it. I loved all that stuff to listen to. And now whatever the kids let me listen to is good. But we had a crazy dance party here last night. It was pretty fun.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a good time indeed.
Yes. You have to be silly with your kids, and I just feel like you're going to miss that if you don't do it,
Indeed.
Yes.
Every memory is precious.
Yeah.
Everything. I love it.
Dance contests, a must.
Oh, like dance contests? Like, seriously, this is not out of it. This is not. You just can't not go throughout life without having a dance contest.
You must have them, and the sillier the better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen this clip from the Flying Circus, Monty Python's Flying Circus. There's one clip called "The Ministry of Silly Walks."
Oh yes, yes, that one.
Yes, that clip alone warrants the creation of such crazy dance contest. One of our various Brony cons. This needs to happen. We just need to have a crazy dance contest, and we just need to do these crazy dances, and then everything will be wonderful.
Yeah, it's true. How can you be mad at someone if they're doing a funny dance in your face?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That will be our approach also.
When in doubt, funny dance.
Yep. That'll be our approach for freaking any haters to say, hey, man, I'm just gonna silly dance, and you just can't do anything.
That's right.
If they don't like it, do it
I
more.
expect to see plenty videos silly dancing to take my hand ASAP, please.
Yes. Yep.
Well, you still gotta go buy it. It's 99 cents.
Ooh, 99 cents.
Go get it. Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's not a request. You got it.
It's a demand. You must meet this demand. If you fail to meet the demand, then you shall pay the consequence.
You can't dance to it if you don't buy it.
Exactly.
Bow down to your queen.
And then I want all you sitting at Bronies for Good, if you're at an office or in your home, I want all you guys to send me a funny video of you dancing.
Oh, gosh.
I posted on my Twitter last week because my cast of Shaolin Chronicles, we're all dancing to it. They played it on the speaker in the studio, and it's such a cute video. Cree Summers with her big belly. She's going to have a baby soon, and she's dancing. It was really cute.
All right. Well, Tara. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Okay, well, I guess now again. Speaking as a representative of Bronies for Good, I will make this happen.
Good.
And it shall happen soon.
Silly dancing, ASAP.
Will do.
And since I'm in a whole different website, I swear I will do it live
Okay.
after the new episode starts next week.
Okay,
In
good.
2 weeks, yes.
Okay.
Cool. Have you seen the new episode yet, Tara?
I haven't seen any new episodes yet, no.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
All right, so moving on.
Here's a good question, actually. I have one that I was actually meaning to ask for a while. Tara, in comparison with your counterparts north of the border, what is it like voicing Twilight whilst the others are in Vancouver?
Well, it's always more fun to do a voiceover session with a full cast because you can play off each other. And they initially wanted me to go back and forth, but it's a problem for me, A, because of my kids. I'm really, really hands-on. Like, I'll typically have 2 or 3 jobs a day and then go pick them up and take them to karate. Like I'm really, really involved with their day-to-day activities, so I couldn't possibly go back and forth on top of the fact that I'm really busy working on other jobs. So it's not realistic for me to fly back and forth. But whenever I'm doing any animated character, when you see the script, there's always stage directions of what's going on in between the lines. So it's like Twilight's walking, she looks somber because blah, blah, blah. So I'll have to think in my head what I would feel like. I don't think of it as a pony or a unicorn or, a baby or a tree or whatever else I'm voicing for that day. I think of me as that being and then what I would sound like in certain situations and really sometimes even close my eyes and imagine myself in certain moments so that it's truth. Like, I think one of the reasons people love the show is a lot of truth comes out. It doesn't feel like we're like forcing ideas on you. I mean, I don't know if you've heard this story, but I was having a problem one day with a girlfriend because she likes this one girl who I think is like this horrible person. And I just said to her, I don't understand how you could possibly, I don't know how I can be friends with you if you like this creature. She's a horrible creature. And I was having a hard time with it. And then that episode was about that. I'm sure you've seen it, where at the end she's like, "Dear Princess Celestia, sometimes you can't control if some pony likes another pony." It's like, oh my God. And it was that day. So, it really was my truth. And so, yeah, it's fun.
Oh, awesome. Awesome indeed. Well, let's see. There's another question here. I think it's pretty fair. Do you have a favorite Brony musician or artist? Now, I get whichever one you say. If you do end up saying one, I think their ego is going to shoot up tremendously. It will.
So no pressure.
I have a couple. I love me some Silverhound because he's a sweetheart. And I also love Living Tombstone, who I met at BronyCon, of course. And it was really fun to meet him and dance on stage to his song. I think he's so gifted. And it was funny because at first when he was dancing, he didn't know it was me on stage with him. Yeah. And then when you watch him in the documentary, it's so interesting to see his life too there and how isolated he's felt, being one of the only Israeli bronies he knows about. And I just think he's got a really good sense of musicality and getting people together with his versions of different songs and his remixes, and I think he's really talented. And of course, I helped out Silverhound with a little song that he did too. I'm in one of his songs. I can't remember what it's called, but I like those guys.
Well, that's
Their
cool.
egos are going up.
I don't know if they're tuning in or not, but if they are, I think there'll be tweets saying, "Hey, so totally just bumped you." I think
And to be honest with you, I don't know all of them by name. So if I've left someone out, I'm sorry, because I think the fact that this show has inspired so much amazing art in music and in visual arts and in storytelling is just so beautiful. When I first met John Delancey, that's the thing that really struck him too, because being part of a sci-fi community, he was used to the fandom inspiring sci-fi stories and things like that. But with My Little Pony, it's all really beautiful art, and some of the artwork is just so incredible. It's incredible. So if I've left anyone out, I'm sorry, because I really think you're all amazing.
Indeed. Speaking of artwork, then, have you thought of any sort of requests yet that you would like to make of our various assorted artists?
Yes, I want you to make my album cover
Ah,
for my
Oh.
single. For my single
you hear that, artists?
that you have to go get. You have to go buy it.
This is your responsibility. Album cover, go!
Take my hand.
Go ahead.
Go.
Go do it now. Do it now.
And I'll give you little clues. When I wrote that song, it's the first song I've ever written, and I've always wanted to write a song. And I've done a lot of recording of music, and a few times I worked with Guy on other shows that I had to work on. Guy Ares is also an Israeli musician, and he performs live with the Alan Parsons Band, and he's really amazing. And when we were working on the documentary, and when I see online the amazing amount of bullying, not just for the Bronies, but for any community, but of course it's very prevalent in the Brony community. And I too get it. I get it for embracing the community, which doesn't bother me, and I block it. But I said I want to write a song letting them know that I'm here for them no matter what anyone says. And whether it's someone from the Brony community or from any, not just a fan, but anyone who's ever felt bullied or alone. And I really pictured this fandom currently that is either getting beat up or feels isolated or whatever, that I'm there for them. So I'd want that art to sort of depict that we're all together, and maybe the concept of taking someone's hand when they're being bullied and all of us joining hands can sort of be incorporated in that art.
Right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It was funny
Yeah.
because one day someone, Purple Tinker was being bullied, and I don't really care about all the stories. I just don't want anyone to be bullied or to be feel bad. And someone told her she looked ugly in the documentary, and that's not right. I would never tell anyone they look ugly, or if I ever hurt someone's feelings by accident, I would feel terrible. And so I said, Purple Tinker, take my hand. And then after that, a whole pile of other Bronies were like, take my hand, take my hand, take my hand. And I just loved that. I love that concept. And I'll never forget, I was in maybe the second or third grade, and I was outside my school in Toronto, and there's a little boy who, now looking back, I would say definitely had some form of autism, and these kids were picking on him and saying, you can't go home because you're under arrest, and if you go home, the police are going to take you away and they're going to throw you in jail forever. And he was crying, and it was like a group of kids around him bullying him, and he didn't know where to go, and he started running off. And so I ran after him and I said, you can go home, it's okay, those kids are just bullies, they don't mean it, you're safe to go home. And I made sure he got home, because otherwise he wouldn't have gone home. And I know that autistic children tend to trust the wrong people, and who knows what could have happened to him had I not said it's okay to go home. And so I think it's just so important that if you see anyone being bullied, just, it's okay to stand up and say, don't listen to that. Don't let that affect you, So anyway, I really hate bullies. Did I mention that?
No, that's really speaks personally to myself, because I was that kid when I was in elementary school. I was the one who's bullied, picked on, beaten up, all kinds of terrible things. So darn it, I have a tear in my eye.
Well, I think it's so terrible, and I really am a very, very big believer in karma, and I've seen it in my own life so many times. And I do believe if you do something that hurts someone, it'll come back to you whether you see it the next day or 10 years later. And I really wish that these people that spend all this time bullying and saying mean things would take that time and find ways, like you guys, to raise money for sick kids or veterans or whatever it is, and put that energy in towards something positive that will bring them good in their life.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, and I'm really glad that you shared that story. It's very personal. I'm sorry. I'm just a little. Just a lot of memories came back.
I'm sorry. Well, take my hand.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
But I think everyone has been in that situation one way or another. Bullies.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, if I may share briefly, there was a moment at Kennelock Gardens. I don't know if you were there for the concert at one of the concerts on Saturday. A friend of mine played a song called "It's Great to Be Different." His name is Forrest Rain. And that song, the song that you just told me about that you wrote and that you described the inspiration for, that reminded me a lot of that particular song. So I'm just glad that, what we do, the experiences that we had, and particularly the relationship, our individual relationships in this community have inspired such wonderful things and have really created a sense of commonality and, dare I say, solidarity that really transcends all of the hate, all of the persecution. Well, I wouldn't say that term. All of the negative energy that sometimes comes our way when we go about being bronies or doing whatever we do. But
I just think the best thing is to ignore it. And when you get upset, it feeds them. And they win. You know, if you can ignore it and just remember that nobody can make you feel a certain way unless you let them. And don't let them touch you, and know in your heart that you're a good person, and that even if you're having a hard time, just by staying on that good track, that, you know, the good will come back to you.
Absolutely.
Well said, yes.
Yeah, I completely agree. So
actually, this actually transitions well to this next question. What is some advice on getting bullied for being a brony?
I really think that if you can, to ignore it, and certainly on the internet, block people that are mean, because everyone thinks they're so powerful behind their keyboard. And, you know, maybe if they met you in person or met me in person, they wouldn't be so nasty. And I think you really, don't respond to it. I think it's really important to not respond to haters and bullies and trolls. And they love that. I mean, I've seen people say, I'm trying to get blocked by Tara Strong, he. They love that. So just ignore it, and as much as you can, don't feed it, because unfortunately, for whatever reason, that particular personality likes to upset other people, which is obviously not a very high level of awareness and won't be rewarded. So try to ignore it. And then if you're in danger, to tell someone, and not be afraid to tell someone, and get help and get support around you. And I think the nice thing about the internet is that so many people in this community are there for you, and reach out and talk to your other bronies and talk to other people in the community that deal with the same thing, and just be there for each other. I think the more love that you pour into that glass, the less room there is for hate.
Agreed. Completely agree.
Yes.
But I'd like to add on that too, that the one way to be able to kind of confront a hater, or maybe to just talk to them directly, even if they continue doing that. I've seen some people turn around, especially when you really just interact with them on a face-to-face level, you know?
Right. Like what? Why? I think when you ask people why, what good are you getting out of this? You know, I don't know.
No,
it doesn't make sense to me, which I think is a good thing. If it made sense, then we'd be in trouble.
we'd be in dire straits.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I did want to mention that Silverhound just joined the chat. And
Hi, Silverhound.
Shout out to Silva.
Silverhound. Right on. So let's see. Moving on from that rather good conversation.
Yes.
There's another question I wanted to bring up. What speaks to you more, sunrise or sunset?
That is so deep. That is a deep question right there.
It's a deep question.
Yes.
Tara?
I think of, because it's a song from Fiddler. Oh, what speaks to me more? I like me some sunrise. I'm usually up at 5:30 in the morning, and if my little one's like, let's go play, I'm like, let's go play. I like starting my day early, and if I'm going to work out, it's going to be in the morning. I'm a real morning person.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's see. Chat questions. Throw them to us, because Tara
Yes. She's
still
a very
here.
cool person.
I'm very cool.
She's pretty cool, right? If she wasn't cool, then I know. Oh goodness.
You'd probably have hung up by now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Even if you were an uncool person, I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, we got tons of questions now.
Oh man, they're everywhere.
Yeah. All right, so I got one. What is your favorite movie?
Defending Your Life.
Oh, what's that about?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen that movie?
No, we're boring people.
It's such a fun movie. And it stars Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep. And it's basically his idea of what happens to you when you die. And you go to this place that's basically where you're on trial for your life. And in this place, you decide if you get to move forward or not. And that means in the universe. And it's funny because whenever I was like a little kid and I'd lie awake, like being worried about what happens to you when you die, I used to think, well, you can't show a baby a trigonometry book. And I sort of thought that there are these lessons for us to learn and then we move on. And so when I saw that movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, like a lot of that is what I thought of. But there's a lot of really funny elements to it. Like you can eat as much as you want and never gain any weight. And it's just a really cute movie. I just love that movie.
Awesome.
I recommend it. I cry every time I see it, and I've seen it 100,000 times.
Righteous. Well, then I guess you gotta put that on the Bronystate.
Yeah, we gotta do it right now. We'll do it after this interview. Yeah.
Right on. All right. Another interesting question. What do you think is the coolest looking eye color?
Ooh, that is a good question. Purple, of course. I mean, I think only one human person's had that, Miss Liz Taylor, right? Gosh, I mean, listen, I'm a brown-eyed girl, and I'm sure they're cute to some people, and my kids have really cute brown eyes, and my husband's got really nice, deep, dark brown eyes, and my other one's got hazel eyes. Those are cool. I love looking in, like, a really cool shade of green. Not a lot of people have green eyes. That's cool. And I love blue eyes. Hey, that's almost all the eyes. I love eyes. See, no one feels left out.
There we go. It's all inclusive.
Uh-huh. You got eyes, I like you.
But if you don't have eyes...
Uh-oh.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, you can't hang out.
No.
It's not gonna work.
Nope, not at all.
Sorry.
Oh gosh. All right. Here's another good question. How many voices exactly do you have?
Oh
Wait
boy.
a second. Who wrote Poor Pirates? That's funny.
The pirates.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny. Poor pirates.
Somebody went there.
That's funny.
Pirates.
I don't like them. Poor pirates. You know, I can't even answer how many voices I have because every so often I'll get an audition and some new voice will come out of nowhere. And it's so funny to me. And I'm like, where'd that one come from? And where you been hiding out in my brain? But I mean, I've had over 100 animated roles. But I'd say the voice choices are almost endless because you can just tweak it a little bit. You know, I would often tell people when you get into an audition for a voiceover, I get asked a lot about getting into voiceover, and you have to be fearless and know that sometimes they'll say, make her a little bit older, a little bit younger, or fatter, or thinner, or taller, or from Russia, or buck teeth. And there's so many variables that can go into all the variables, and it could be endless. My voice capacity could be pi.
Now I'm thinking either a pi, a physical pi, or a pi 3.14.
3.14.
Okay, there we go then.
If my voice possibilities are pi, then I could eat it, and then my career would be over.
Oh, goodness. That's true.
You have to think of these things when you say them. Watch what you say. Don't eat Terra pie.
Terra pie. Oh, gosh.
What have we done?
All of the things. This terrible... Somewhere this is going to go on Twitter. I know it.
Yep, it will.
It's probably already animated. There's a Terra pie out there somewhere.
Terra pie. Oh, no! Wait! We have artists here.
We do?
We do have artists here.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We should make a Terra pie.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yep, artists.
It has a lot of cuckoo flavors in it.
Yes.
It's the kind of pie that you have to eat and go, what flavor is that? And you'll never know.
Oh, my.
Oh, boy.
That would be the best pie ever.
Ever.
Like,
Ever.
seriously. Just best pie.
Like, I want some right now.
Pie does sound good. You know, come to thinking about pie, I really think there should be a Brony cooking show.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, really should, yes.
This should be. We should
Why don't you guys do that?
I've been saying this for months now. That nobody just got to do it yourself. But I'm not a baker.
Rommel, you and me, let's cook.
Oh, no.
Come on.
No.
Jerk.
Yes.
I'm not the greatest cook either, so I can't help you. Sorry, but that is a good idea.
It is. We're actually I think we might be doing something like that for Galacon if we ever get around to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But I did say we should have a bake sale at a con bake sale.
Yeah, with Terra Pie.
With Terra Pie. Pie. Right. All right. Well, we got another fun question.
Oh, boy.
What is your favorite harmless prank you've done to someone or had done to you?
This should be good.
Huh. Well, I've definitely fooled people with plenty of voices. And the worst was probably my husband. And I called him up when we were first dating. And I was like, hey, how are ya? He was like, good. Who is this? He's like, I like your girlfriend, Tara. She's hot. And he was like, okay. And I'm like, I'm gonna steal her from you, dude. And he was like, who is this? And it went on for quite a while. Until I started laughing, and then I was like, hey, it's me, Dodo. That was a good one. And I'm from Toronto, so one year I surprised my mommy and I flew there, and she didn't know I was coming, and I surprised her and to see her face at the door. And she's now a mommy in heaven, so I'm really glad I did that little prank on her because she was so happy. I mean, it's hard when your babies move away, I'm sure. I'll keep mine here tied to something, but that was a good one too.
Awesome. Always those harmless pranks are some of the really good things you can share with friends. and I'm sure we'll have our share of harmless pranks when we get to Unicon.
I'm sure.
Oh, speedy question. Tara, make Tabitha get Twitter.
What?
Tabitha needs Twitter.
Oh, I tried. Did you see the video of me trying?
We did.
I like, yeah, and then someone made it animated. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
It's so funny. Kudos to whoever did that, because I recorded a conversation while I was trying to force her to get on Twitter. And then they animated Twilight and Rarity. And there's a point where I'm talking and we both can't stop laughing. I don't remember the link. It's on YouTube, but if you Google it, Tara tries to get Tabitha on Twitter. It's really funny. It's really funny. She's just not very computer savvy, and she really doesn't want to. She's a very how do you describe her? She is so interesting and magical, and we've worked together since I was a very little girl, and she has goats and a farm, and she's really not interested in social media at all, and I think it scares her a little bit. So I don't know that that's going to happen, but I'll try every time I see her, but I wouldn't hold anybody's breath.
So she's one of those old-fashioned voice actresses.
She really is, and she's just so she's such an eclectic, magical soul. She's one of a kind, really, Tabitha. She's just very magical. So I could try to use my forces of evil upon her, but I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, that could potentially backfire.
Yes.
But one day we shall get her on.
One day.
One day.
You could do maybe a Q&A with her and at least have people. I definitely let her know that everybody loves her and that they'd like her to be on, and she just says, no, I don't wanna, and then we go through that all over again.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Rarity's too classy for the internet. Someone said.
Pshaw. All right, well, here's an interesting question regarding the BronyCon documentary. There's a team apparently working on a German sub of the documentary right now. Is there anything that you want them to pay any attention to specifically?
You mean in terms of what do you mean?
That's what I'm trying to figure out myself. Is they're trying to do a German sub of it, and anything in terms of the wording or phrases or anything like that.
Well, I mean, obviously there's a really cute section with some German bronies. There's a really, really cute couple. Every time we've watched that during production, we've been like, oh, they're so cute. So keep in your German folk, that's for sure, because they're adorable. I don't know. I guess just... I don't know. I guess make sure you have people good at translating. So I think you guys will do a great job. Tell them that I'm sure they'll do a great job.
All right. Well, there you go. You guys will do a great job. And if you don't do a great job,
I'll come get you. But maybe as Harley Quinn.
Gosh, Harley Quinn.
I'll send one of my other personalities to come get you.
Righteous.
Like Dill.
Yeah, Dill's pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's another question here that I think is pretty cool. On Twitter, I don't know why you said it like that. You sometimes post photos with a cool guy with sunglasses. Is that your husband? Can you tell me more about
is that from Fondle Friday? Ask if they're talking about Fondle Friday.
Chat, was that from Fondle Friday?
What? That's an interesting name.
It's something that I've created every time we do Teen Titans. Well, I do post pictures of my husband, but the guy in the sunglasses is actually Greg Sipes, and he's on Teen Titans with me. And every Friday we think it's pretty hilarious, and we put pictures of us as if we're going to kiss or make out, because a lot of people think it'd be very cute if Raven and Beast Boy got together. And on top of that, we love each other very, very much. But he's not my husband. But that is Greg Sipes, and he's on Twitter too. He's at Greg Sipes, if that's the one. Because usually I'll post pictures of him, and I'll say FF, which is because we do Teen Titans every Friday morning. Mm-hmm. So I'll say Fondle Friday, and then I'll say at Teen Titans Go with at Greg Sipes, and then it'll be me and him, looking like we're about to make out. So no, that's not my husband, so please don't tell him.
Okay, well, our lips are sealed.
We'll try not to.
I remember watching Teen Titans when I was younger, and it's a good show. I like it.
I gotta tell you, because I know there's a lot of bronies out there listening and fans of animation, I was really hesitant to see how the fans would react to the new Titans, because it is not a continuation, and I was a huge fan of the show from the beginning, and I wanted to know what happened with Trigon, and I'm like, what do you mean you're not continuing the story? Because I feel like the show was canceled at such a pivotal, important time, and after seeing the animation, because I've seen the first few episodes, everybody's going to love this show so much. It's just so hilarious and crazy and funny. Like, you could try to not like it, but it won't work. You're going to like it.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I guess we better get watching on that.
Yeah.
I have to say, though, generally speaking, there's just been a lot of good shows that are just out here. I mean, I love this resurgence in cartoon animation that we've seen, Gravity Falls, Adventure Time, My Little Pony, the new Teen Titans. I mean, it's just, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
If only I was a kid again.
You are a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Inside. You're just taller and hairier.
I'm jealous now.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Put that on your Twitter. I'm a kid just taller and hairier.
Well, before we get to the next question, I'd like to
Oh boy.
somehow to make a transition on this. We have now hit 1,500 euros.
Yay!
So that's pretty dang awesome. You guys doing good, making all of us proud. And I'll tell you for sure that ourselves and Galacon appreciate this very much.
Yay!
So before we move on, Tara, I'd like to know, do you still have a time limit set, or are you good?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's see.
Ooh, I got one. Are there any cartoons you watch or enjoy that you don't star on?
Oh, that is a good question. New cartoons that I watch but I don't star on. Yes, I like Adventure Time a lot, and my kids like Adventure Time. That'd be fun. I like Regular Show. I'd love to be on The Simpsons. That would be pretty amazing. I'll go with those three.
Ready for The Simpsons?
That's definitely a good one. I don't. I'm trying to think. On a follow-up note to that, has there been any type of movie that you've been interested in kind of getting into or playing on a role in? What I mean by type, I mean like a genre or a particular film series at all.
Well, creatively, I'd love to do pretty much everything except anything too gory or too dirty. That's not my thing. And as much as you can get silly and flirty, I have to recognize that I do have a lot of kid fans, so I don't want to have a situation where you can download Tara actually naked. Tara's character's naked, fine. But
Oh.
But you know, I would love to do anything really. I my favorite type of thing is comedic roles, and I love doing improv. I did Second City in Toronto before I moved here. And in terms of film, that's animated, I mean, I don't know what little girl didn't want to be the Little Mermaid, but when I got to sing with Jodie Benson and play her daughter, I easily could have died the next day because that was like a dream come true to stand in the studio and sing with her and look at her while she was singing. I was like, somebody please pinch me. So I was really fangirling out, and that was a good time.
Sweetness.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's see if we have any more questions to be able to ask for Tara. Oh,
Ooh.
Here we go.
Okay, you first.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Do you have a preference between electronic books and books on paper?
I like paper books.
Very appropriate to your character.
Old-fashioned.
I do, though. I just like it. I feel like it's sort of time to be serene and quiet with yourself and just the feel of the paper. I like that better. It's easier on the eyes for me. I like it.
Mm. And I'm sure all of us Twilight fans feel the same.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's see.
Shout out to Kindle people.
I like the Kindle. It's just that I prefer the paper.
Oh boy. All right. So we got another question. If you could have, I'm gonna say, a conversation for an hour with anyone in history, who would it be?
Well, at this point, I'd have to say my mama because I miss her so much.
Oh.
She passed away when my 8-year-old was 3 weeks old. And you just never get that time back with someone that, you know, that you're the closest with. And whenever I see someone yelling at their mom because they're getting annoying, I always say, I miss yelling at my mom. You know, you got to cherish those people that you feel really close with. And I guess famous person in history? I hate when you ask me these questions.
I know, I'm terrible.
Maybe Golda Meir because she was an amazing woman in terms of leadership and wanting to bring peace. And I think if chicks ran the world, we'd have a lot less wars. We'd pull each other's hair out maybe, but I don't know that we'd be blowing people up and hurting people. So I'd like to pick her brain for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I can. That'd be cool. I can think of any number of people that I'd love to to talk to from history, but, you know, it's just, well, at least you can read about them.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You can read about them. You can have your own reflections from there.
But reading is boring.
No, it isn't. You're an outlier. That's what you are.
Yeah, I'm a liar. I'm sorry. I take it back.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
So, next question.
Ooh. Here's one I see.
Yeah, go.
Do you have any pets? And if so, what kind of a pet do you have, and what gender is it?
I have a very large Bernese mountain dog. She is about 100 pounds, and her name is Baci, Italian for kisses. And she's hilarious because she thinks she's a tiny dog, and if you sit on the floor, she will sit on your lap. And she has no concept of how huge she is. Like, we'll be playing a game on the floor, me and the kids, and she'll sit right in the middle of it and ruin it. I've been teaching my kids some really cool games. We played, what's that? Shadows over Camelot. Anybody?
Shadows.
No.
It's a really challenging game to learn how to play. And we're right in the middle of it. It's like one of these Dungeons and Dragons crazy things going on, and she just plopped her butt right in the middle of the game. So she's funny. And then I have a very little dog named Latka. And she's just a little...
Delicious.
Yes, and she's a little white mutt, and she's very hilarious and holds your face while she kisses you, and she's the watchdog. Like, if anyone comes to my house, Bachi's like, y'all want to come in? I'll show you where the safe is. And Laka's like, you better get lost. No, they're very funny.
Oh, yeah.
I love animals very much.
Cool.
Shout out to
I might-
dogs.
I could post a very funny video that they did yesterday, but I'll think about it. My kids told me not to because they said it was embarrassing, but I think it's funny, so I'll think about it.
Do it. Do it.
It is pretty funny.
Do it.
Give in to temptation.
Wait, I have an idea. How about we make that as a donation milestone?
Ooh, okay. All right, I like that.
I like that. So, chat, if we reach, what do you say, 2,000 euros?
What was the original goal today?
Well, we didn't have a intended goal. We're just trying to raise as much as we can. We'd like to get at least 3,000 to 4,000 euros if possible.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's see. Well, we do already have one 2,000 donation milestone planned, which will be
What is it?
It's going to be a guest. A potential guest is going to be coming on.
Oh.
There's
I thought we were gonna dance. I mean, sing.
Well, so later.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. But so how about we do 2,500 euros? How's that sound?
Is that good for you guys?
2,500 euros, and then Tara will post that video to her Twitter.
Okay, even though my kids tell me not to, I'm gonna.
You're gonna do it, guys. Come on, 2,500 euros. Let's do this.
It's a little embarrassing, so I think it's worth it.
Yes.
What isn't worth it if it's gonna be embarrassing?
It's true.
All right. Well, I think we got another question that was asked a little while ago, but let's bring it on now. What is your favorite live-action role you've ever done?
I would say Sabrina Goes to Rome because I got to go to Italy, and it was really amazing. Myself and Melissa Joan Hart, and I also played this little British witch that doesn't get any spells right. So the element of magic has been in my life a while, and when she did her spell, I don't know if you guys ever saw any of the old Sabrina stuff, but she would point her finger, and then my magic would be like a sort of twist of the of my whole hand, and it was really cool how they animated it after with like sparkles, and it was cool. I mean, we had so much fun filming that, and I had a great time with Melissa and her whole family, and they were very generous and very good to me, and I'm very grateful for that time in my life. And even when we weren't filming, we got to travel, and I got to see Florence and Venice, and our shoots were also in Rome and then in some really beautiful little small towns that just seemed to be untouched by time, and it was just very magical. So I'd have to say that one. Although kissing Matt Frewer on senior trip was pretty fun too.
Oh man.
Righteous.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, somebody was asking the video. So the video is the of your dog, right? Doing something. What was it again? Just to make sure.
It's both of my dogs, and it starts out very innocent, and then it goes downhill. In the end.
Oh, now we have to see it.
It starts out very adorable with me doing voices at my dogs, which they have to hear all the time. And then it goes bad.
Okay. Well, there we go.
And it's embarrassing. So I'm putting myself out there for charity for sure.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Got another interesting question here. Let's see. If you could have one of the main six's pets, which one would you choose?
Ooh, I'd have to say Rainbow Dash so I could go for a ride and do all kinds of fun stuff. She could probably carry me.
I think so. Righteous. So we have to unfortunately wrap up a little bit because we have another fantastic guest that'll be arriving quite shortly, and as always, Tara, we cannot always monopolize all of Tara's time. She does have so many bronies and so many other fans to attend.
So many bronies, so little time.
Oh, so very true.
Agreed.
Still going on a t-shirt. Somebody call We Love Fine.
Awesome. All right, so take 3 more questions, and you better make them good ones. And if not, well,
like the best questions ever.
Ever.
Yes. Like ever. Seriously.
Seriously.
Hopefully. All right. If you had a Harry Potter wand, what would you use for the magical core, the wood, and the length?
What? This is a terrible question.
Shame on you.
I don't need a Harry Potter one because I have a magical unicorn head and I have an Azrath Metreon Zinthos whenever I need it, so I'm refusing to answer this question.
That is the best answer ever.
That
To a
was-
question
that-
you didn't answer.
That was great. That was great.
That's me being bratty and difficult.
That was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Hmm.
Come on, guys. No.
Come on.
Now there's only 2 questions left.
Yeah.
I could take it down to 1 question because that last question was so annoying. Just kidding. Just kidding.
It's okay. All right, here's one. What is the most terrifying thing you ever done on purpose? So maybe like an extreme stunt or some sort of like extreme sport.
Or skydiving.
I've parasailed. I haven't skydived. I have trapeze, which was really fun. I did that for my friend's daughter's birthday party, and they have a big trapeze thing set up in Santa Monica. That was really, really fun. Like taking that first jump is fun. And for Sabrina Down Under, we had to get certified, and we did a dive for our certification in Australia. And then after we got certified, they told us that someone was eaten by a great white in the exact spot a week before. So we were like, thanks for telling us. That was kind of scary. So probably, I actually think the scariest thing is scuba diving because it's so magical and so beautiful. And I haven't done it in so long, and I really find it so magical. You're like in this whole other world. But at the same time, there's that element of you have no idea what could come up behind you and eat you. That would stink.
Indeed it would.
It would
Yes,
make a
it
very
would.
quick Terra pie out of me.
Well, in that case, you would be the Terra Pie 2 steps
Yeah.
shooter in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. Okay, we got one last question. Let's
One
see.
last question.
See what it is. It better be good. Dun, 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 dun.
Ba, 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 ba.
How come I have a question? How come everyone hasn't voted for me for a Shorty Award?
Oh, this is true.
Yeah, why?
Sure.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Why
Come
happy
on,
for it.
people.
Come on, people.
This
Yep.
is your queen. You're
Yeah.
supposed to do stuff.
Exactly.
Everybody go vote. ShortyAwards.com. Actress category. Me.
Yes. Do it.
Because I say so.
If you do it, you're cool.
Should. And then, on that note, does the Queen of the Bronies like Queen?
Yes, I love Queen.
Oh,
Yes!
yes.
Awesome.
I do.
Perfect. All right. And with
Oh,
that, I
that's our
think
last
that's a wrap.
Thank
Yes.
you,
Thank
everybody.
you ever so much, Tara. And I'd like to welcome everybody back to unmute their mics for a second so we can all say goodbye to Tara because Tara's amazing.
I love you all, and thank you for everything you do, and thank you to this community for being so amazing. I really, really love you all so much.
Yes.
And we love you too.
Thank you, Tara.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.